Fans want Dragon Ball Super canceled after the passing of Akira Toriyama. So we know that Akira Toriyama passed away at the beginning of March 2024. It was very sad. The entire world of manga and anime have been grieving for the last couple of weeks. We know about Toyotaro. He is the person who has been drawing and writing a lot of the Dragon Ball Super manga. He is very responsible for helping to revive the series. However, there are actually fans who are calling for the series to actually come to an end or be handed over to someone else other than Toyotaro. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this. Many of you should already know who Toyotaro is. He continued on the Dragon Ball series after Akira Toriyama decided to return and to work on Dragon Ball Super. Toriyama was chosen to draw the series and to also help write the series. And he also worked on a series called Dragon Ball After Future that came out years before Dragon Ball Super. It was basically a fan manga that took place after the end of Dragon Ball Z, and it was so heralded that a lot of people treated it very much like it was canon. But anyway, let's look at this article. So, Dragon Ball, why Toyotaro is so heavily disliked by some fans, explained. And Dragon Ball as a franchise is in a very delicate state at the moment after author Akira Toriyama passed at age 68 on March 1st, 2024. It is in the state especially after the super manga was released recently to go on hiatus after chapter 103 came out this week. While most fans want the best for the franchise, especially after Toriyama's passing, there is no denying that some of them don't trust Toyotaro's ability to carry on with the manga on his own. Toyotaro is a very divisive figure in the Dragon Ball fandom, not because of his personality or professionalism, which have never been put into question. He is divisive. He is a divisive figure due to his qualities as an artist and storyteller. While Toriyama had moments where his writing had been questionable, he was the author and the one who cemented the franchise as the colossus it is today. However, Toyotaro doesn't have the same credit with the fans, and some reasons for that are warranted, while others not so much. So we're going to explain why he's so disliked by a portion of the Dragon Ball fandom. There are several reasons why Toyotaro is disliked by the fans, with one of the main reasons being the use of panels in the super manga. Toriyama was often praised for his paneling in the original series. However, some fans felt that Toyotaro lacks the dynamic and fluid approach his mentor had, making the experience of reading this sequel less exciting. I think he's done actually a really great job. Another reason is the constant reference to previous panels made by Toriyama in the original manga. This has led to some people criticizing Toyotaro by calling him lazy or at least attempting too much to pay tribute to the past. While it makes a lot of sense that he is a fan of the original series, some feel that he should attempt to write his own history within the franchise instead of making constant callbacks to the past. The other point is contradictory to the previous one, but there is a section of the fan base that feels that Toyotaro's plots and narrative choices differ from the tone of the series as a whole. That was shown during the new material of Goten and Trunks he added during the superhero manga arc, with some fans claiming that it was boring and too slow, and I agree with some of that a bit. However, some leeway should be given when considering he was adopting a movie storyline into the manga. Fan criticism is all well and good as long as it comes from a place of respect, which has been mostly the case in the Dragon Ball community regarding Toyotaro's output. However, this is also a strong argument to be made. There is also a strong argument to be made to support him during this period of the franchise's history, since there's a good chance that he's going to be in charge of the manga moving forward. Toyotaro has been the illustrator of the super manga since it made its debut in 2015 and has been sharing ideas and plot points with Toriyama ever since. So he has not only experience working on the manga, but also firsthand knowledge of the author's vision and way of doing things. It is certainly not going to be the same as Toriyama writing the story, since the latter understood his own series better than anyone, but it doesn't mean that the quality will suffer a massive decline. Final thoughts. Toriyama is disliked by a good percentage of the Dragon Ball fandom for a variety of reasons, but most people agree that they wish him the best moving forward with the franchise. It is a very difficult period for the series, and most fans would like Toyotaro to respect and honor Toriyama's legacy by delivering great stories in the coming years. So as you can see, there's a lot of people who don't like Toyotaro. I personally like him. I don't. I think that there were. I think there were issues with Dragon Ball from the very beginning, and Dragon Ball Z. I feel like some of the pacing has been a bit off. We've gotten lost in some things, and there's some things I like with Toyotaro. There's some things I don't. I found like I think the Moro arc was a good arc, but it was also problematic. It's I feel like we were just not moving forward the way we should. We got Ultra Instinct, but it's like we just haven't made a lot of progress since Ultra Instinct. Since the arc where we had the tournament and everyone had to fight in the tournament. The universe survival arc. I think that's what it was. You know, ever since that happened, it's like I think the quality has kind of fallen off a little bit to some degree. There have been some great things. The last arc we had where they fought this dude who made a wish to be the most powerful warrior in the universe. I don't even know if that dude passed away. He supposedly had like 3 years of life left after making that terrible wish. But you know, I just feel like it's like the quality has just dissipated. There's just not enough progress. The series needs to move on. You know, I think that I don't know. I think Super probably should come to an end, and the reason why I say Super should come to an end is because Super is a series that takes place between the end of Dragon Ball Z, and the end of Dragon Ball Z, and the end of and then the end of the Cell arc. So basically, was it the Cell? Was it the Cell arc? No, not the Cell. No, the not the Cell arc. The Boo arc. So after Goku beats Boo, it takes place after Goku beats Boo, but before the end of Dragon Ball Z. And I feel like it's kind of we've had a lot of fun. It's been great having Beerus and Whis, and there's so much that has happened. I absolutely love it. I love those new characters, but I feel like there's so much that hasn't been done. For example, we were supposed to go to the other universe and meet the king of the Saiyans in the other universe. What's going on with all those other Saiyans over there? There's all of those questions. What's going on with Jiren? What about demons? Evidently, if a demon deletes someone, they cannot come back. Like Whis does not have the angels do not have the power to bring someone back that's deleted by a demon. Only the Super Dragon Balls can do that. What about the creator of the Super Dragon Balls? He patented the technology. How the hell did he patent it? And one thing we know is that for the Dragon Balls to still exist, the creator of the Dragon Balls have to be alive. At least that's to our understanding, which basically means that the person who created the Super Dragon Balls is a god, and well, we already know that, and he's still alive. So if you have and the thing is this, the power of the Super Dragon Balls the Dragon Balls cannot exceed the power of the person who created them. So that tells us that the person who created the Super Dragon Balls is extremely powerful. How powerful are they? I mean, they potentially may be more powerful than Zeno in some ways, or kind of like the opposite of Zeno. Like Zeno is more like a god of destruction than anything else. Zeno does not create, Zeno destroys. It's a very interesting thing. He's a destroyer. He's not a creator. All right, he couldn't snap his fingers and bring the universes back after he destroyed them. Isn't that interesting? So he's more like the gods of destruction than anything else. On the and even Zeno has an angel overseeing him. Why does Zeno have his own angel? The grand priest is the personal attendant of Zeno, and he basically oversees Zeno, just like a destroyer god. So that makes me believe that the creator of the dragon, the creators of the super Dragon Balls, is potentially the opposite of Zeno, in kind of like the grand, kind of like how we have the Grand Kais, these the Grand Priest, or the Kais, these guys maybe maybe like the guy who created the Super Dragon Balls, he is uh he is something like them. He's their equivalent, like he's like a creator, and I think that's pretty intriguing because he can create life and he can restore things, while Zeno destroys things. I think that's something that needs to be explored. I mean, I want us to actually have real progress. I want us to experience real progress in the series again. I want there to be actual things that happen. And unfortunately, I feel like we've gone so far behind. The stakes have fallen off. We're just not having that kind of fun anymore. And I feel like, it's time that we move back. I just feel like there's a lot there. I feel like that guy is a creator, and I want us to see more stories where we explore more of these things, what's happening, and just kind of move the plot line forward instead of garbage like the Super movie, which I hated. I didn't like it. I think it was a complete waste of time. What do you guys think regarding this? Some fans want Dragon Ball Super canceled after the passing of Akira Toriyama. Do you agree with them, or are you willing to give Toyotaro a chance? Do you think he's doing a good job, a bad job, okay, or I mean, I just want to know your feelings, so let's talk about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.